Zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, which requires Muslims to pay a certain percentage of their wealth to the poor and needy. For instance, padi zakat is a specific type of zakat that applies to farmers who cultivate rice, the staple food of Malaysia. This article aims to explore the level of awareness and understanding of padi zakat among farmers in Alor Kedah, a major rice-producing state in Malaysia. The article also examines the factors that influence the farmers' willingness and ability to pay padi zakat and the role of the relevant authorities and institutions in facilitating and promoting this practice. Other than that, the article hopes to contribute to the literature on zakat and Islamic economics, as well as to provide practical recommendations for improving the implementation and collection of padi zakat in Malaysia, especially in Kedah.
Hello, my name is Zafran bin Noor. My matric number is 2022905841. I will present about the literature review of this study. The literature review is divided into two parts, the awareness of zakat and the padi zakat. For the first part, I used two studies. The first one is the awareness towards zakat obligation among university students studying in UNIMAP. It investigated how and what influences the awareness towards zakat obligation. It found that religiosity and the income influence the level of awareness of paying zakat on income. The second one is motivation of paying zakat on income, evidence from Malaysia. It identified the factors that may influence the Muslim behavior towards zakat on income. It stated that social responsibility, the right of others, and the religious duty encourage people to pay zakat on income. These studies are not directly relevant to the topic of padi zakat, as they deal with a different type of zakat and different group of zakat payers. Therefore, our study aims to fill this gap by exploring the level of awareness of padi zakat among farmers in Alor and the factors that influence the compliance behavior. For the second part, I used 3 articles about padi zakat. The third one is awareness level of paying zakat padi through the Kedah State Zakat Board. It aimed to find out the level of awareness of padi zakat payers on payment through official channels. It showed that 42% paid padi zakat through official channels and the rest through other channels. The fourth one is exploring understanding of padi zakat among farmers in Sabak Bernam, Selangor. It used a qualitative method and interviewed farmers. It showed that respondents were aware of and knowledgeable about padi zakat. The last one, which is the fifth one, is collection of agricultural zakat padi in the state of Kedah and analysis. It examined the collection of agricultural zakat in Kedah on zakat officers and farmers. It revealed a decrease in zakat collection due to several factors such as awareness, knowledge, and lower rice yields. The research gap for the literature 4 and 5 compared with our study is to find out more information about padi zakat in Alor because the sample we will use is 300 respondents to know deeper understanding and information compared to both studies. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, the problem statement in this article. The main focus of the problem statement is the lack of knowledge and understanding among the farming community regarding the concept and significance of padi zakat, which can impact this lack of understanding could make it more difficult to implement padi zakat programs successfully, which could have a negative impact on both sustainability of agricultural practices and the general well-being of the community. As a solution, to promote a healthier and socially aware agricultural environment in Alor Kedah, it is critical to determine the causes of this misunderstanding and offer solutions to improve farmers' understanding of padi zakat.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Daniel bin Hamidun, and we will continue with methodology. We're looking into 3 sampling techniques, which are the first one is sampling theory. So it is a process of collecting, selecting, and evaluating informations from a sample population in order to draw some conclusions. So in this study, we will be using simple random sampling method to ensure that everyone is getting equal opportunity to be selected so that we can create unbiased outcomes. So for the second sampling technique is population and sample size. The population focus in this study will be the total Muslim padi farmers in Alor Kedah, And in order to obtain smaller numerical data, 300 respondents will be chosen as the sample size. And for the third sampling technique is inclusion and exclusion criteria. So basically here we want to consider what are the criteria and who are the people that we should select and we should not select. So this is referred as eligibility criteria. So for the inclusion criteria, we will include Muslim farmers who own paddy fields, local residents in Alor Kedah, and their level of income. And for the exclusion criteria, we will exclude age, health status, and political stance.
Quantitative data plays a crucial role in research, allowing us to measure and quantify specific characteristics, behaviors, and opinion. One commonly used technique for collecting quantitative data is the surveys and questionnaire. Now, I will explain how surveys and questionnaire can be an effective tools for data collection. First, surveys are designed to collect information from large samples of respondents. This is because it can be conducted through different channels, such as online platform or paper form. Moreover, it is a self-administered questionnaire that gives the advantage of convenience, privacy, and cost-effective. That's why we will focus on using Google Forms for our survey. The data collection is for Muslim farmers. In Alor Kedah, it is going to be collected through online platform via WhatsApp, Telegram, and other relevant channels. This is because of the technology accessibility, flexibility, and wide coverage of the audience. Next is the data collection timeline, which is approximately 1 month. And for any changes, it will be based on research progress. This is because consistency in data collection is crucial. Our main goal for data collection is to obtain reliable evidence so that it will draw a meaningful conclusion for this research. Other than that, the targeted respondents are specified for Muslim farmers in Alor Kedah, which means they have to be practicing Islam and live in the studied area. Therefore, that is why we use surveys in the form of questionnaire, because they are powerful tools for collecting quantitative data, and by following a systematic approach, we can ensure a reliable and meaningful result. For data analysis, it is the key to unlocking valuable insight from the data that have been collected. By using computational and statistical techniques, we can reveal hidden patterns and trends for our study. We will use computational and statistical techniques to extract meaningful information and employ quantitative techniques to analyze the data that have been collected from the respondent. As for the questionnaire structure, it will have 5 sections, which are demographic and behavioral pattern, attitudes and opinion, perception and experience, and lastly, conclusion and recommendation. However, the conclude finding will be based on the last 3 sections of the questionnaire. By doing the data analysis, it brings the gap between raw data and actionable insight, which is meticulously examined in the collected information. So then we can make informed decision and contribute the data to the field of the research.
In conclusion, the research on padi zakat awareness among farmers is a very important study to be implemented for the sake of socio-economic development of Muslim communities in Malaysia. By conducting this research, we could identify what are the key factors that influence the awareness or the behaviors of farmers to pay zakat. And furthermore, we could evaluate the effectiveness and the strategies implemented by Lembaga Zakat Negeri Kedah. And last but not least, from our perspective, there will always be a room for improvement towards the academic research on agricultural zakat, especially padi zakat in Malaysia, because zakat holds an exclusive spot in the acts of ibadah as well as Muslim economies.